With you and I'll be right over there and you can ask us questions. We have some artifacts over there to show you some true artifacts and reproductions over there that were used during the prehistoric times and the historic times. So y'all are welcome to come over there. Julian's got some copies of this paper that we wrote that you can have, and it's really good. You need to be very interesting to look at it and location of the villages. But let me read something I think is pretty cool. Now, you know, to the victor goes the spoils. I have a copy of Mississippi Provincial Archives, French Dominion. This is a translated copy of some of the actual transcripts from the French about the Battle of Ackia and the Battle of Chickasaw. And this thing I'm going to read you is between two important people with the French. I take the liberty to make all of these observations to your lordship because I think them indispensable to prevent oneself from falling into the unfortunate. This is about the Battle of Ackia. Bienville thought he was a real cool dude. And typically you don't say anything about, to the victor goes the spoil, so, you don't say much about that battle. The Chickasaw did this and that. But I love this, in which Mr. D. Bienville found himself 2 years ago with full of confidence. He appeared before the enemy, this is Ackia, he appeared before the enemy only to be crushed there and to return thence much more quickly than he had gone there. He was, however, accompanied by 750 white men, both troops and militia, volunteers, and by 150 black men, 12 of 1,300 Choctaws, and by small nations in our vicinity. In spite of this formal preparation, which he expected to conquer the earth, he was forced to retreat hastily after 2 hours in combat in which he killed nobody. This is Bienville at Ackia, and in which he had 60 or 80 men killed, not included the wounded. All of this by 40 Chickasaws shut up in a cow pen, and with this disgraceful circumstance that not one single Frenchman would have returned from there had it not been for the Choctaws, who made a very fine retreat and prevented the enemies from bothering us. I think that kind of tells what happened to Bienville. He got killed by a few Bienville was totally unprepared. I think the Argentine was totally unprepared. The Chickasaws, the last thing I'll say, and then we'll retreat over here, is I had this question before, and you've seen the buses, the unconquered and the unconquerable Chickasaw Nation. In 1541, the Chickasaws defeated DeSoto, which we were talking about. In 1736, D'Argate was beaten, like we said. In 1736, Ackia was defeated. In 1739, Bienville again was defeated. They tried to come down to get Ackia one more time in 39, got beat. 1752, Governor Vonderall was defeated. 1769, the Cherokee Nation was defeated with 5-to-1 ratio in numbers. In 1795, 1,200 Creek warriors were defeated at Longtown. And when they went to Oklahoma, they fought several tribes in Oklahoma, and they were never defeated. And so in 1840, like I said, in 1840 they defeated a lot of tribes in Oklahoma. But the killer is, even though Mississippi is probably the reason that they left to go to Oklahoma to get to on the Trail of Tears, or whatever the Chickasaw call it, the Chickasaw sided with the Confederacy, and they were the last company to surrender. That's the end of the talk. If you'd like to ask us some other questions, we appreciate your attention on this. I thought Gia did a great job. And,